The state capture whistleblower Angelo Agrizzi was a no-show in court today. His co-accused, former MP Vincent Smith, appearing in the Palm Ridge Magistrate's court. The pair entangled in an 800,000 rand bribery scandal. Reporter Manqoba Mchunu has been following that case for us. Manqoba, good afternoon. We expected another postponement given that Agrizzi is still in hospital. So this kind of went to form, didn't it?
Indeed, Jeremy, and of course you recall that this is not the first time that Angelo Agrizzi has not showed up in this particular court. You recall that he was charged in October alongside the former ANC MP Vincent Smith on charges of bribery and corruption which relate to a 800,000 rand payment that was allegedly made to Vincent Smith by Angelo Agrizzi, and this was for to buy favor from him or his political influence in the matters that involved Bosasa at the time. And it was believed that the influence of Vincent Smith at the time was that he will then shield Bosasa from actually accounting before Parliament on some of those allegations. And so he was expected to be here in court, but of course we do know that he has been ill and he hasn't been able to show up for any of his court cases. So the state saying that they are seeking yet another postponement up until the 9th of March to ensure that they can get Angelo Agrizzi here in court. But what we do understand so far in terms of his illness, his lawyer telling the court today that he's still in intensive care unit in hospital and is heavily reliant on machinery as well as medication. So they are hoping that he will be able to recover come the 9th of March. In fact, when we spoke to the lawyer today, he says he's hopeful that it could take a few weeks before Angelo Agrizzi comes out of hospital. And he says that he's quite willing to continue with all of the cases that he's currently facing in court. Let's take a listen, though, Jeremy, to what his lawyer, Manivitz, had to say.
Well, he's still in the intensive care unit at the private hospital. He's on the long road to recovery, but he is making a lot of good progress. We have spoken to the doctors and the specialists that are dealing with him, and hopefully within the next few weeks, depending on his progress, hopefully he'll be discharged from hospital. But he's a lot better, and obviously we can't take any proper instructions. He's on a lot of medication. He's still on machines and drips and oxygen, of course. So he's getting there, but it's a slow road.
So this would then lead, I imagine, to a warrant of arrest?
Indeed, Jeremy, and of course the state saying this is just merely procedural, given the fact that his bail conditions stipulate that he has to attend his court cases. But because the defense has actually handed in the doctor's note, this is merely just a matter of procedure to say that now that he was not here in court, this warrant of arrest has been issued. But it's not the first one, Jeremy, that has been issued against Angelo Agrizzi. You recall that last week a Pretoria court also issued another warrant of arrest which is also not to be executed until his next appearance in court. And this is simply because at the moment there's proof that Angelo Agrizzi is undergoing medical care and that he actually is in hospital. But they are saying that, in fact, they are expecting him to appear here on the 9th of March. And if that does not happen, then they may be forced to issue yet another warrant of arrest. But let's take a listen to what the NPA's investigation directorate had to say.
Initially today we saw that one of the two accused actually appeared, Vincent Smith appeared. We also saw in court that he's actually taken the decision to get another lawyer and actually has fired the other lawyer who's actually come before court and made that submission. What has also secondly happened is that Mr. Angelo Agrizzi did not appear. His legal representative did put it on the court's record that he's still in intensive care unit. However, we've seen that is when the warrant of arrest was issued against him by the Honourable Magistrate. However, the warrant has been stayed. What was then decided from both parties was because of the one other not being in court today and the changing of the legal representative, the decision was taken that the matter be postponed to the 9th of March 2021 for the matter to return to court, and then we're expecting hopefully that Mr. Angelo Agrizzi will appear.